Today on Singles Court, Jessie is outraged with daughter Julie's sexual behavior.
Basically, she's a slut.
She says it's corrupting her younger sister.
Julie is telling her about sex. It's telling her all about the sex thing.
Because you won't talk to her.
Julie says she's just trying to give sis a leg up for sex ed.
All I'm trying to do is protect her.
And
I get there's no trace of her, my coffee table's gone.
Jasmine jumped the crib and rapper Ted wants her back.
I meant to take you out for dinner, sit you down, and explain it to you beforehand. Just haven't had a chance.
Does he have the lyrics to rewrite their love story?
On the road, I get my fill of Lisa, Roxy, Jane, and Jill. And I bet you anything there's more, just that you didn't have room to write it.
Hi there and welcome to Singles Court. Now, as usual, we have singles down here in the studio who have messy relationship problems, and unable to help themselves, they've come here from help from our relationships expert. She's a lecturer, she's an author. Believe me, she has seen and heard it all. Here she is, Angela Siegel.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Angela.
How are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing
well
great.
today?
Yeah, I've, as usual, I'm always hearing story. So
Yes.
This has been a busy day.
Has it?
Yes,
well,
it's
going
been
to
a
get
busy
busier
day.
right now. I want you to meet Jessie, who is a waitress, and Julie, who is her student daughter who lives with her at home. Now, there's also a younger daughter, Kelly, at home as well. And this is where the problem is. You see, Jessie's complaint is that her daughter, Julie, is teaching Kelly about sex. Now, she finds her to be a promiscuous little girl, so she doesn't like this idea. And I call this the case of daughters, mothers, and morals.
Wow, Jessie, you have issue with your daughter?
Oh, yeah, I got some issues with my
With
daughter.
both your daughters, or just?
Oh, well, no, with Julie
Julie
right now.
Okay.
Julie's 19.
Okay.
She lives with me as Kelly, and she's 14. I'm recently divorced. Well, it's been a couple of years.
Okay.
And I work really long hours. The hours are long, but the pay is lousy,
I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I haven't had enough time to spend with my girls, and I sort of feel slightly responsible for this. But, well, Julie is, well, basically she's a slut. Well, you are.
Well,
you are.
you need to
She
say it like
sleeps
that.
Jessie,
around
don't
all-
you think that's a strong accusation
Well,
for your
it's-
daughter?
it's
For your
very
daughter?
It is a very strong word, but that's precisely what she's doing. She's sleeping around.
Doesn't she live in?
That's her problem.
But doesn't she
I've
live in
given
your?
up on her.
Doesn't she live in your house?
She lives in my house, but what she does outside of the house, I have no control of. And believe me, the whole neighborhood knows, the whole community knows. It's a disgrace. And frankly, it
That's
just makes me
ridiculous.
sick.
That's absolutely ridiculous for you even to
Julie,
comment.
how do you feel about? No,
Anyway.
Julie, how do you feel about your mother touting
I think it's
that
completely
type of
absurd.
accusation?
She's
It is
in no
not
position
absurd.
to talk. She brings these men into the
Anyway,
trailer
it's
all the
not-
time,
my
and then
issue
she
is
attacks
not-
me with it.
It's not how often she sleeps with who, whatever
But
she
did you
does.
hear what
She's,
but
she's
did you hear what
19, she's going to do what she wants to do. The problem is that we
But 2
have
years
a
ago, she was
14-year-old
17.
daughter. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and Julie is telling her about sex. It's
Mom,
telling her
because you
all
won't.
about the
Because
sex
you
thing.
won't talk to her, and
Well,
I have
because she's
to.
only 14. She's an innocent.
Did you hear what your daughter said? She said that she's doing the same thing you're doing. That you're bringing.
I'm doing. We're not talking about me. We're
Well,
talking
but-
about what she's doing
but
with
when you
Kelly.
talk about-
That's why I'm here. She is telling her about sex. Look, I am not
have
into
to.
this.
And you would be a parent
I am
and have
not
your
into
discussions
this
with your daughters.
sex
Then maybe I wouldn't have
education
to do
stuff
it.
in the school with the condoms
course
and
not,
the
of course not.
washrooms
No,
and
of
all
course
that
not.
stuff.
What
To
are
me,
you
that's
into?
just fuel on the fire.
Okay, so
all
what are you
all they
into?
want to do when they find
Jesse,
out about it
make
is they're
any
going to want to
sense.
go out there and try it out.
Jesse, let me ask you a straight question, okay? Because your daughter made the accusation when you made one at her. What she said is, I'm basically doing what you're doing. You say it's not about you.
Look,
but
I
tell me-
am a single. Do you have any idea how hard it is for a woman my age with 2 teenage daughters to find someone to
please,
be
Mom,
with,
it's
to
obviously
have a
hard 'cause you
relationship
got
with?
Jen and
It's
coming
not
in
easy,
tonight.
especially when
Yes,
you're
I
working
do.
all the time.
Because you know what, you're talking to
I'm
somebody
not
who's
having
been in that
cheap
situation.
sex. I am not like you are.
So what?
You're
These
just having
3-day
little
relationships,
one-nighters
these
with
are
whatever.
easy
I'm
plays,
trying
are
to-
you telling me?
I'm
Listen to
trying
your
to
daughter.
develop relationships with men so that I can provide
Okay,
a
but are
father
you-
figure
but are
for
you-
my daughters
okay,
in the
Sleeping with
home.
someone 5 times in a row is not a relationship, Mom.
Well, it's the beginning of one. At least it's
Out
not
of
a
the
one-night
mouths of
stand.
babes.
There it is,
Look, I mean,
right
you're
there.
the town mattress, and now you're trying to turn Kelly so you guys can be twin beds.
No, that's not what's going on now.
Jesse, explain to me the issue, because there's lots of them here. I mean, Your daughter has a problem with the fact that she says that you sleep with lots of men. You say that you don't. You say that you're trying to develop a relationship.
With more men in 6 months than I have in my entire life.
Okay, but you know what, Jesse? Look what you're doing. You're pointing the finger at a 19-year-old.
It is not.
Yes, it is.
It is not.
That's such a bunch of.
Every time I see you, you're sitting with
Julie,
some guy somewhere, and I know you're.
Julie, tell me about your sister. Tell me about what you're trying to teach your sister.
Okay, well, I think that since I had.
You're trying to teach her how to be a.
Mom, enough. Was she
her.
talking to you? I'm trying to explain to my sister. She has questions. She's 14. You start having questions at 14. So I'm explaining to her so she doesn't start experimenting and trying to answer her own questions. I just want to.
Experimenting? She's 14 years old. She's too young.
Mom, she's not.
No,
That's what happens at 14 nowadays.
No.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is not.
I'm not talking to you. So I'm just trying to explain to my sister what's going on. I just want her to understand.
She is not going to end up like you. You are long gone. You are a lost cause. But she is not going to turn into a little slut like you.
No, I'm not a slut, Mom.
Yes,
all I'm
you
trying to
are.
do is protect her. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to save her from making some of the same mistakes.
Okay.
Jesse,
all right.
do you listen to? Are you listening to your daughter?
Come back.
Jesse, you're calling your daughter a lost cause at 19.
Well,
do you see anything wrong with that? She's 19 years old and you're calling her a lost cause.
Well,
have you ever heard of the words that what you say to your children becomes listen instead of talking? Have you ever heard that the words that you say to your children become a self-fulfilling prophecy? You're calling your daughter a lost cause at 19 years old.
I'm calling it as I see it.
Well, you know what?
That is
Then maybe you need
see.
to close your eyes and open your ears. Julie, in what you're telling your sister, are you telling her in hopes that she will listen to what you're saying? Are you showing her? What are you doing? Tell me what you're saying.
I'm explaining to her. I don't want the same things to happen to her.
Which would be what?
I don't want.
Why don't you listen? What, Julie? What has happened to you that you don't want to happen to her?
It's Mom's boyfriends. They come in the house and they parade themselves and they hit on us and they constantly make sexual passes at us. And you just pretend not to see it because you want your perfect little relationship and your perfect little trailer.
What are you talking
Mom, don't
about?
you see? And I tell you that your men are hitting on me.
I would never allow something like that to go on in my house.
Allowed it.
What do you mean I allowed it? If you guys are walking around in little halter tops and little short shorts, parading yourselves around.
That's ridiculous. I should be able to wear what I want to wear at my house. No, you shouldn't have these men in my own house. That's ridiculous.
Julie, let me talk to your mother because your mother is just not hearing. You're not hearing your own children. She's saying that the men you bring in the house are hitting on her, and they're hitting. You know, because you're not there. You're at work.
Well, what are they doing at my house when I'm at work?
You tell me.
Well, where have I been during all this?
You've been
at work.
work.
Doing there when I'm not there?
You tell me,
They're
Mom.
working. They work during the day. What are they doing?
You know,
this is what they're doing. That's what they're doing, Mom.
Listen to your daughter.
I don't believe this.
You know what?
I don't believe this.
Jesse,
No, you are trying.
No,
Trying to what, Mom? It's the other way around. They are coming up and trying to take the. I'm having. You have no idea how lonely it is for someone like me.
It's the other
way
around.
You have no idea, and you are coming on to them and
coming on to you.
You are.
To 50-year-old men, Mom. I'm coming on to the 50-year-old men. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know what you're into.
Jesse, listen to what you're doing. Do you hear it? Do you hear yourself? You're blaming your daughters for what the men in your life are doing.
Well, I haven't seen any evidence of them doing anything.
Jesse,
What are they doing? What did they do?
Mom, you
What
just
did they
don't
do?
want.
Which one?
What is this? Exactly which one? Every single one of them, Mom.
Every
Okay,
single
Jesse,
one.
listen,
Jesse,
are
we're
you
getting
listening
somewhere.
to your daughter? Are you listening to her at all? Do you think she's such a slut, as you say, that all she can do is lie and make your life miserable?
She's been lying to me since she's been 12 years old.
And why is that?
This is not new.
Why is that?
She's been a problem since she was 12.
You're
But
right.
Jesse,
And it's
don't-
very
I'm
difficult
your
to trust
problem.
someone who is
Give me a
constantly
break.
lying to you.
Okay, but you know what?
Ridiculous.
I hate to tell you this, but take it from somebody who's been a mother since she was 15 years old. You have to take responsibility for some of what happens to your own children. You can't blame everything on them. I'll be back with my solution. You know, family is defined by a group of people who love and care for each other. And Jesse, it's understandable that you're lonely. You've said it here several times, and that's natural. However, men and sex do not fill that void. It's grounded relationships that will fill that void. You know, when it comes to your daughter, you know, you should never call your children a lost cause, ever. Because what that says to them is, I don't believe that you're worth anything, and I don't believe you're worth spending time and effort on. And that's just a terrible message to send your own flesh and blood. You should always listen to your children and let them know that they can come to you and that you will be there to at least listen to what they have to say. And you haven't done that. And I think a lot of the reason is because you feel guilty because of the hours that you've had to work. Trust me when I tell you this. I've been in the same situation. I'm still in the same situation. So I know how it feels. But I will tell you, as I tell myself, I have to listen to my children. You know, Julie, your mother, she has issues, as we all do, and you do as well. The mistakes that she's made, you're going to see yourself make the same ones unless you say right now, I know that I don't want to make that mistake. Men can't fill that void. Sex will not fill that void. It's admirable that you want to help your sister, but the best way to help your sister is by example. For her to see that you cherish your body, that you respect yourself, and that you demand respect from those that you're involved with. You know, communication must always be an important part of any family situation. And in this case, we let the communication kind of go by the wayside, which happens a lot. The good news is you can fix it. You have time now to go into therapy, which I strongly recommend, family counseling, where you can sit down with someone who will help you each to realize that each person has their place in the family and help you, Jesse, to get over the feelings of loneliness and help you to understand how to help your sister so you all can build the bond together. Because just because you live in a mobile home, that doesn't mean you can't build a stable house. And that's that, the final word.
Next on Singles Court.
I get there, there's no trace of her, my coffee table's gone.
Jasmine jumped the crib and rapper Ted wants her back.
I meant to take you out for dinner, sit you down, and explain it to you beforehand. Just have a chance.
Does he have the lyrics to rewrite their love story?
My girl Jay is big and fat. How'd I hook a hoe like that?
How'd you get those?
Huh?
Hi, and welcome back to Singles Court. I'm David Knight. We're back with two more singles who have a problem. And who better to help them than relationship expert Angela Siegel.
Hi, David. You know what today is. It's shoe day.
I love
shoe
it.
sale day.
I love it.
You know I do.
I've been waiting all week for shoe sale day.
You know I have. You can always tell the heart of a woman by the size of the shoes in her closet.
Is that right?
That's right. And I have a big heart.
Yeah? I have big feet. Okay.
Oh, no wonder letters are going to be coming.
Well, Angela, I hope you're strapped in because this is going to be a bumpy ride. Now, I'd like you to meet Ted. He's also known as G-Spot, and Jasmine. Now, Ted is a waiter turned rapper, and Jasmine is a makeup artist. Now, G-Spot's feeling a little dissed because he came home from his tour last week, and Jasmine had moved out, taking some of his favorite things with her. Now, he doesn't know what he did wrong, but Jasmine says if he doesn't know what he did wrong, then he's a bigger idiot than he realizes. Now, I'm calling this the case of the hip-hop hustle, or it's time to bust a move.
Well, I'm going to call you Ted because I just don't feel right calling you G-Spot.
All right.
Okay. Ted, what's the problem?
All right, it's like this, you know. I go out, I'm on tour. I'm going around to colleges, doing my shows, selling my CDs, making the money, you know.
Yeah.
Doing the things that I do, you know. And I'm starting to get real good at it, and people are starting to appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I get back, I'm all tired. I expect my female Jay to be sitting there chillaxing, waiting for me, ready to give me a big kiss.
Unbelievable.
I get there, there's no trace of her, my coffee table's gone, my TV ain't even there, and my favorite piece of art's not there.
What would that be?
I got this beautiful morceau that my producer gave me when my album
That
turned
is
gold.
such a lie, Ted. Your producer never gave you that at all.
What are you talking about? We were there, we had champagne over it. I remember bringing it home, we put it up
on
on
the
the wall.
I can't believe that you would say that you actually got that as a present. No way. You
It
know
was
what, Angela?
given to-
I'm a makeup artist. I work really, really hard. I've known him since before Ted was famous. All right, and I raised him, practically raised him into his career.
Okay, so you two knew each other. How long were you dating?
4 years.
Okay, and you live together. Do you live together now or you don't live together?
No, not anymore. Not
She's
since I
not
moved
there
out.
no more.
But you were living together?
Yes.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
how long were you living together before?
2.5 years.
Okay, so for 2.5 years you were cohabitating and therefore had some joint purchases, I would
Correct.
think.
Most
Okay.
of them I bought because before he got his famous career going, I was doing all the work. He was being a waiter, but he was spending a lot of money into the career. Now, being a makeup artist, I have a lot of contacts in this industry,
Right.
and I practically put him where he is today.
Okay.
See, I don't know about that, you know, because you got to be able to walk the walk and talk the talk, you know?
Speaking of walk the walk and talk the talk, that famous art piece that apparently you got, again, that wasn't yours. That nobody gave that to you at all. I practically gave that to you just by helping you out from
I have a
ground zero
question.
to where you
I have
are
a question
now.
for you, Jasmine, because this is really about the relationship. I don't really care about the stuff. As far as your relationship is concerned, when you two were living together, were you in support of the fact that he was trying to become a...
She knows how I feel about her.
Absolutely. I was totally in love with this guy. I was the only one that believed in him before he even got to where he is today.
Okay, so your belief in him was based on the fact that you loved him.
Absolutely.
So what happened? How did you go from loving him to now that he's made it, or he's making it, you don't love him anymore.
He's on tour all the time. He hardly ever calls me when he's on the road. He thinks that he does, but he doesn't. And then when he comes home, he has this chintzy jewelry, which is like
by the way, you know.
This gold jewelry, which is like virtually gold plated.
So
and if you knew anything,
so what you're saying is you don't like his behavior since he's become a bigger artist. Is that?
I don't even know.
But you said you're in the business, so you knew he was going to have to travel. How do you feel about what she's saying? She's saying you haven't handled the relationship very well since you've been elevated from waiter to, I guess, almost rapper. I don't know what it would be.
You know, she's yipping about this like gold piece. I mean, if that bothers her,
these possessions, it's like alimony. The painting, the coffee table, the TV. You know what? I may as well walk out of this relationship with something other than a broken heart.
You know what? That's a
broken
stretch.
heart. Hold up.
No.
Hold up for 1 second, all right?
No, I'm not going to hold up, because I'm the one asking the questions. Now, I'm talking again about the relationship. You guys want to talk about junk jewelry and the TV.
I'm about to say that if there was a problem with your heart, Jay, all you have to, you know how I feel about you.
Oh, really? Yes.
All you had to do is talk to me about it.
I know exactly how you feel about it.
I call you twice a day
Angela,
from the road.
this is lyrics from his latest CD that hasn't even been released yet.
On the
Angela,
tour.
these are some of the lyrics
That's
from
what
his
you have to do to
latest
make
CD.
your
I know exactly how he
business
feels
work.
about me.
Yeah,
This is
but
it.
she means
My
everything.
girl
She's
Jay
reading
is big
something.
and fat. How'd I hook a hoe like that?
How'd you get those?
Huh? Oh,
album hasn't even been released yet.
On the road, I get my fill of Lisa, Roxy, Jane, and Jill. And I bet you anything there's more. It's just that you didn't have room to write any more female names on here. It don't matter what girls at home, because on the road, I'm a Rolling Stone. I'll roll right over you, bitch. Jay's out of sight. I can scratch my itch.
All right, first of all.
Wow, I hope that has a good track to it.
First of all.
I'm trying to imagine the beats. I don't know.
I can't believe that you would diss me like that.
But why are you know what? I have to say to you,
believe it,
Jasmine, look at me, okay? I can't believe that you're totally, like, shocked. First of all, if he really isn't a rapper, which that's still a question mark, because I haven't heard of him, but if he is a rapper, what music did you think he was going to play? Because the majority of what I hear
that's rap music.
sounds
I don't
worse
have a problem
than
with that.
So
Yeah, you know,
what
and my
part
name's
did you not
G-Spot,
understand?
you know, that's what
Because
people
you know what? He
this is
proves
hearing,
that
right?
these
That's
are his
what they're
words
gonna
about
be
how he
hearing,
feels about me.
you know?
The gold jewelry, it's all this plated crap. I don't even wear gold jewelry. I wear silver jewelry. This is what I wear. And then you're writing this stuff
it's all about this little gold jewelry.
Jasmine,
Give it to your mama.
What are you talking
Give
about?
it to my mom.
Give it to your girlfriend. I'll give it to my mama.
Ted.
If you don't want it.
Chill, okay? Shh. Jasmine, do you hear what you're saying? You're whining about, the industry. You're not going to, you knew he was, his name is G-Spot, for goodness sake. I mean, if it were Vibrator, would you think you would have a thing about eating corn chips at a field? I mean, they go together.
I don't feel included at all in this career that
How
he has.
included did you want to be?
Well, I virtually
your name's in one of my songs, and when I say fat, it
Jay,
means
that's right. That's my name.
I talk to my boys, right? I'm there. I
and
ask them about how's that party. They say G-Spot, yo man, it was fat.
He brings me
and
this,
I say
this
fat man, meaning fat, meaning like grand proportion of grandeur.
I want to be included in your career, not like this, not like some peripheral little accessory like the jewelry that you've been handing me.
Jasmine, I hope you do makeup better than you make decisions. Think about it. He's a rapper, okay? His name is G-Spot. Even if your name isn't his rap, what do you think it will be? You want to be included?
Jay, you know, that could be like a.
I mean, you want to be included in his.
We're talking about smoking blunt, you know.
I want to be looked after like the woman that you love, that you used to love, but I don't feel that you do anymore.
You know what?
I mean, I don't want to be seen as some fool by my friends and my family. This is going to break my mother's heart when she hears these lyrics. She's going to think, oh my God, this is what he writes about.
I meant to take you out for dinner, sit you down, and explain it to you beforehand. Just have another chance. I get home, and she's not even there.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's rap. That's it. Well, Ted, I'd hate for you to not have an opportunity to show me your skills, so go ahead.
All right, let's see. We smoke, joke, toke, poke, and it's all good, because we's never go broke. Can't waste to stimulate, because it's so great, because I'm the money your mama loves to hate.
Okay, time for resolution. You know what? There are never any surprises when it comes to relationships. They're really not. I mean, Jasmine, the warning signs were there. I mean, you knew what you were getting. It wasn't as if he all of a sudden became a rapper and all of a sudden decided he was just going to do a total change. You got what you got. The bottom line is, as they say in the rap industry, you got to get in where you fit in. You don't fit. So you have to make your mind up that it's not what you want. It's embarrassing to you. It doesn't fit with what you have in mind. So leave. G-spot, Ted, whatever. Just remember, this is show business. And what you have to be careful of is that your personal relationship doesn't collide with the show business. And in this case, you didn't do that. You didn't protect your personal relationship. You know, relationships are about finding common ground and then using that as a foundation to build. In this case, you all didn't have common ground and there was really nothing to build on. It was very shaky. So when you saw those lyrics, you took it personally, you didn't have an opportunity to combat it, and it just blew up, fell apart. What I would suggest that you do, Jasmine, is the things that you have, use those as a reminder so you can remember when you look at them to accept a person for who they are, not for who you want them to be. G-spot, I hope that as you move on in your career, that G will stand for generous, gracious, and good, because those are the qualities that people will remember you by, not an orgasm. And that's that, the final word.
From the trailer park to the G-spot, we've touched on a lot of different issues today, and we're sure to do a lot more probing next time you join us here on Singles Court. The final word for singles.